Hey guys, and welcome back to the Tech Buddies Podcast YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be about the Nothing Phone 2. It's going to be a quick video. I'm going to try to cover as much as possible in very little time. So let's start off with the design first. The design is virtually as the same as Nothing Phone 1. A few things have been changed, I'll tell you that. Starting off with the back has become more glossy. The black color has now become gray, and it has a curved glass back so that it's easier and more comfortable to hold. And so far, the people are saying that it feels more premium in hand. So that's a good thing to hear. It's more comfortable to hold now. And the glyph lights are still there, but this year it's less of a gimmick. They have separated it into more zones, increase the number of lights, and there is one glyph which is a diagonal glyph, which is a permanent app notification. For example, if I set it up for WhatsApp, until I open the WhatsApp notification, that light is going to glow, kind of like a constant reminder. It's good if you for specific use cases. And there's another glyph light which acts as a progress indicator. Right now, there are two unofficial apps supported. One is Uber and the other one is Zomato. Uber shows how much time it takes for the driver to come and pick you up. Zomato shows how much time it's going to take for the delivery guy to come and deliver the food to your house or wherever you're set as the destination. The number of LEDs have increased and there's more customizability for the glyph lights, so it's become less of a gimmick this year. Countdown timers also show the progress in the glyph light, so you won't be distracted by your screen, which in my opinion, if I had this phone, I would always use it because I like using timers a lot and I think it's a useful feature. Let's move on to the display. The front camera is now centered, which is in line with most of the flagships nowadays. This phone is now like a flagship phone. It's priced also like a flagship phone, so it's not really worth comparing to the Nothing Phone 1 when you're trying to purchase a phone. The phone also gets thinner bezels, but they're even on all sides, which we love to see. Let's talk about the specifications of the display. It's a 6.7-inch full HD display, 2412 into 1080 pixels the resolution. It goes up to 120 hertz, and it has a 1600 nits peak brightness, and it has adaptive refresh rate, which goes till 1 hertz, which is very good in my opinion. It's HDR10 plus certified, so that is also good to see. And apps will be giving this phone more priority because it's an international brand, and I think Nothing cares a lot about the software optimization. So if you care about HDR support and things, then do check that part out. So that kind of sums it up for the display. Let's move on to the most important part of the phone, the processor. The processor is almost a year old now. It's a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 processor, which is a great flagship level processor. It's kind of old, but it is still very good. It's still a flagship level processor, so do consider that and consider the phones you're also that's also there at that price range. So it is a bit pricey. Athar will cover the pricing. Let's talk about the battery. The battery has a 200 milliamp hour jump, so there is no exact quote on how much more hours you're going to get, but it's going to be decent. Don't keep your expectations too high. The batteries also, apart from the batteries, the cameras also get an upgrade. The sensors have become bigger. One is a 50 megapixel main camera, which is the Sony lens, which is Sony IMX 890, and the other camera is a Samsung JN1 sensor. The front camera also is doubled in resolution, so it's a 32 megapixel camera. The rear camera is capable to shoot in 4K. Front camera can only shoot 1080p at 60 fps, which is kind of disappointing. They have improved a lot in HDR and HDR in this model, and also they have improved motion, capturing photos under motion, and also software processing has been. I mean, the processing of photos have been improved significantly in this phone. Overall, I like this phone a lot, especially the gray color. I liked it a lot. And if I was looking for an Android phone at this price range, even though it's slightly overpriced, I'll consider it because you get 3 years of software upgrades and 4 years of security upgrades with bi-monthly, if that's a thing, security patches. And the brand is very committed to making the phone's experience good. It has wireless charging and reverse wireless charging too, like the previous phones. And that kind of sums it up for the Nothing Phone 1. The camera samples are really good looking, but we'll have to see more samples to really come up with a final verdict. One more change that they have made is they have introduced the Nothing OS 2, which gets an improved widget setup, very customizable and actually usable, unlike the widgets on iOS. It is also able to make icons very flat and minimalist. So for the people who dig minimalism in their phones, you love it. You also have the option of opting out of their Nothing OS thing. You can go for the stock Android icons if you like that too. The widgets also, there's a lot of customizability in the widgets, and that kind of sums it up. The overall software experience has been improved a lot according to Nothing. They made the app loading times much faster, optimized the battery, made the cameras also better. So overall, in my opinion, it's one of my favorite phones, and I think it will be probably my favorite phone of the year.
So if I have to compile all of my thoughts about the Nothing Phone 2, no doubt specs wise it's a really good phone, but they've messed up on the pricing in my opinion. According to the leaks, it had to come at around 42,999, but the base variant of 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage starts at 44,999. But apparently for the first sale on Flipkart, that variant is out of stock. So you'll have to buy the 12 GB RAM and 256 GB storage variant, which is priced at 49,999. And there's another variant of 12 GB RAM and 512 GB storage for 54,999. Talking about the accessories, you get a case for transparent case for 1,299 rupees. Then you have a screen protector for 999 rupees. You have a cable type C to C for which is 100 centimeter long for 999 rupees 999. The 180 centimeter long cable costs 1499, and the 45-watt charger costs 2499. If you purchase the pre-order pass, then you'll have discounted prices for these accessories. Considering you get the 45-watt charger at least, so that you have the fast charging experience, which costs 2,500 rupees, the 12256 variant of the phone becomes almost 53,000 rupees. And another phone that comes to my mind with the 8 Plus Gen 1 and near stock Android experience is the OnePlus 11R. And I think these two phones can go head to head on each other, and almost in all aspects, you may get the same experience, except maybe the cameras, Nothing might be a tad bit superior. But then again, on the OnePlus 11R, you get a 100-watt charger, which is bundled in the box, and the battery is also slightly higher at 5,000 mAh. And I'm not sure if Nothing has like done any throttling or anything for the 8 Plus Gen 1 to control the heat or whatever. I'm not sure, but I don't think OnePlus has done it. So gaming might be a bit better on the OnePlus 11R, and OnePlus 11R for the 8 GB RAM and 128 GB storage variant is a whole 10,000 rupees cheaper, and it is sold on Amazon as well, which is an advantage again, because I wouldn't trust Flipkart to buy any electronic device at least, and especially when I'm investing 49,999 of my own money, I wouldn't buy from Flipkart because of the insane amount of issues Flipkart is having. But if you have the trust in Flipkart, you can obviously check the Nothing Phone 2 out. It's not a bad phone. At a whole 10,000 rupees cheaper, the only con I see is that you have only a 8 megapixel ultra wide, whereas Nothing is giving the 50 megapixel ultra wide. And instead of a 32 megapixel selfie camera, you have a 16 megapixel selfie camera on the OnePlus 11R. Apart from that, both of them are same, and I think OnePlus 11R has a curved display, while the Nothing Phone 2 has a flat display. So depending on which camp you are on, you can decide. And yeah, overall, if I was selecting a phone, I would choose the OnePlus 11R at 10,000 rupees cheaper. But yeah, I'm not telling that Nothing Phone 2 isn't a good device. They have done a lot of improvements to the software, especially with the widgets and stuff, which Gautam would have obviously talked about. And even the design. I feel the new glyph thing which they have done, and the way they've given that progress bar and all of those stuff for your tracking your Uber ride and Zomato delivery, that's a good thing. But how many people place their phones flat down? Like, for example, even I place my phone like with the screen facing front wherever I place it. So um, I don't know how much this will help, but yeah, maybe they're trying to create the revolution of placing your phones face down. So yeah, those were my thoughts on the Nothing Ear 2. I mean, Nothing Phone 2. I feel they could have priced it a bit more aggressively at around 42,999 or maybe 39,999 as the OnePlus 11R. And with discounts, it would have come even lower at 36,999, and that would have undercut the OnePlus 11R. And that way, they could have uh, got hold of the under 40K market, but they went for the under 50K market, which is kind of cluttered already. You have players like Oppo, Reno 10 Pro Plus with the same chipset, and I think the cameras would be a bit better there because Oppo has a superior camera like team, and Oppo is known for their cameras. But Oppo lacks in their software. That's why I didn't take their name initially. But OnePlus 11R at 10,000 rupees cheaper is a better deal, in my opinion. I don't want to waste too much time making this thing long. I'll end it here. Bye bye. Take care.